in my head. It's like a memory. A memory of a past I never had. But in some strange way, I know it's calling for me. I must go back to the manhole. Why can't I draw a perfect circle? Hello everyone, it's been a while, hasn't it? Well, you know, sometimes when I'm devoid of my ability to play games via a console, I'm left to other devices, say as such an iPad or the good old trusty PC computer. Now, I gotta be honest with you, I don't really consider myself a huge computer gamer, but I'd be lying if I said that it didn't leave an impact in my life. In fact, it brings me back to the time I got my first computer. My first computer was a hand-me-down black and white Macintosh computer given to me by my sister after she went to college. Ah, the memories of this device. Probably the first time I attempted to digitally draw with a mouse, wrote silly stories, and played odd games such as the Dungeon of Doom. It was like video games were starting all over again, but at the same time, were in a league of their own. Console genres would mainly focus on the controller method of gaming, while computers are very limited to the keyboard and mouse. But I think that's most impactful because we get things like point-and-click adventures. We're mainly aware of the favorites Monkey Island, King's Quest, brought to us by LucasArts and Sierra. However, very few folks I know tend to bring up the company Cyan, who brought one of the most popular computer puzzle games at the time, Myst. Before even that, they created some lesser-known titles called Cosmic Osmo, Spelunks, and of course, The Manhole. The Manhole was a 1988 children's adventure title that focused on one thing and one thing only: exploration. As computers evolved, so did the developers, and they decided to revisit their very first classic by remastering it with better visuals and sound. One day I was given the chance to buy some of these games that were bundled together. But unfortunately none of those games could be played on the old Macintosh except for Cosmic Osmo, so, well...
Here's a little song my mama used to sing to me.
Ay, Chihuahua, I'm one chili.
Yeah, you can see why this is a memory I often try to keep locked in a drawer of my mind. When I managed to receive a more up-to-date computer later on, I was finally able to play the LucasArts titles, and let me tell you, those games are fantastic. However, the Manhole never really got a chance to truly shine in my younger life, and I was only left to wonder what kind of experience I was missing. And since they released that title on Steam, I can relive that childhood wonder and truly see what it's like to dive into the Manhole. When the Manhole was first released, the graphics were about the same as Cosmic Osmo, with limited colors. Okay, just two, black and white. For some reason, the good fellows at Cyan decided to later upgrade the game with more vibrant, painterly graphics, and to their credit, they did a fine job. It's a very beautiful looking game with nice environments as you go along. But the game kinda stops for me after gawking at the scenery and actually exploring.
Bienvenue, je m'appelle Monsieur Tortoise.
Welcome. My name is Mr. Turtle.
Sacred bleu! Baguette! Mon Dieu! A décor! A taco! Ricola! Yeah, that's gonna be the extent of your child's French lesson from this game, folks. Okay, let me just state the obvious. The game borrows heavily from the ideals of Alice in Wonderland and Through the Looking Glass. In that, we're greeted to quite a few colorful, talking animal creatures.
Get out of my way, you slimy, meddling creature of the land.
Your way always are my way. I know Alice in Wonderland is a very fantastical adventure, but some of the situation characters greet you in are questionable at best. Why the hell is this penguin up in a cage?
I'm really not accustomed to visitors in my elevated abode.
And suddenly we're in an empty void within this flightless beast's home?
You're still here? I'm very sorry, but I have no tea or milk to offer you.
Oh, I see. So that's it, huh? I come to visit you and you immediately tell me to get out. Okay, fine. Stay in your little bird cage. I didn't want to help you anyway. No wonder you're endangered, you frickin' ice turkey! Oh, and that's not the extent of the interactivity with these lovely creatures. You get the joys of visiting them, just so they'll take a nap, or sit and watch TV, or dance like an idiot in the middle of the friggin' woods. What are you doing? The amount of interactivity is shockingly limited. There are only a few instances where you actually do get a chance to choose different outcomes with them. And even then, it's just monotonous.
They have them at the local deli. By George, I sure smell something smelly. I think it might be my friend Nellie. They're always best with French vanilla. What do you think? Well, maybe I shouldn't let you pass.
You serious, you little pork-bellied bastard? You're gonna be the equivalent of a spoiled brat who can't take a little criticism? Oh, alright. I'll play your game.
I think it might be my friend Nellie.
Okay. Okay, stop. Alright, I get it. Yes, it's just using the same lines in different orders. Alright. Shut up. Shut up! Shut up!
You can pass. Only because you recognize my poetic genius.
That'll do, pig. I'll see you in Hell's Kitchen. Alright then, what the heck was he guarding? Oh, hello!
Did that pig bother you with his poetry? You must always humor him. His brain is very small.
Every so often you run into a telephone with a few phone numbers to keep yourself busy because, well, cell phones weren't invented yet, and this is about as interactive kids were gonna get at the time without running their parents' phone bills up the old man hole.
Oh, I'm sorry. I can't hear you over this music. I'm taking dancing lessons, you know.
God, I hate that damned uppity penguin. If you dial the operator, you get the ever so wonderful on-hold music, because why experience that sort of mind-numbing thing in the real world when you can have the pleasure of doing it via a kid's computer game?
Manhole operator, hold please.
In all honesty, there really isn't that much to explore, as the game's environments start to loop itself quite a bit. Where scenarios end, it starts at another, and you find yourself visiting the same situation over and over again if you're not careful where you click. I swear, I've been in this damn rabbit's teacup more than a steeper. A sandbox point and click it ain't. More like a litter box. A litter box. In fact, this game is so damn dull and limited, it even tells you about some books you could be reading instead of playing this abomination. Given the fact this is a port of a rather old game, you'll probably run into a few... damn it, hang on, I gotta restart. Given the fact this is a port of a rather old game, you'll probably run into a...
Hello, this is Atris, speaking to you through a cleverly written phone book. Feel free to explore the manhole. I'm sorry I cannot talk now. I must return to my writing.
As I was saying, the game does have its fair share of bugs and glitches due to its age. In fact, I'm deeply curious as to what other folks have to say about the game itself. Let's delve a little into the Steam community, shall we? Okay, Man Lights Fire plus a manhole.
Oh, goody, goody. A small bipedal individual to join me in my exploration.
Okay. I see what they're doing here. Nope. Alright. I'm not touching that. I'm done. Thank you. You know, when this game came out, I was actually rather impressed. But then again, I was a little kid, and it took very little to impress me. But even then, I'm sure as a kid, my attention to the title would only have been held for so long. It's a very visually impressive looking point-and-click exploration game. In fact, I would say it's on par with a lot of children's book illustrations. But it fails in interactivity. There was so much potential to make it more fun and interactive. There is no goal, no puzzles, no challenge, and though that's not completely necessary, and I'm afraid to say it would barely expand any child's imagination, as it seems to just be there to keep them busy with nothing. It's like the terrible Trivium from Phantom Tollbooth. You might as well be trying to poke a hole into a rock with a needle. Hell, I'd love to see some sort of educational angle to it, because what was even attempted there seemed lazy and uninventive. Though I have to hand it to the folks at Cyan. They obviously put a lot of love into what they had, and maybe all that can be blamed is what we were limited with at the time. The Manhole has its moments as short as they are, as it's not a classic, but it is pretty memorable and is very artful. If only it had just a little bit more. Well, maybe I'm wrong. Perhaps it's time to go back and delve into the other exploration game and see if it holds a little more water.
Give me a bone and I'll show you my belly.
No!
Indubitably.
Thanks for watching. You can help the show by liking and subscribing, and be sure to watch other eHeroes episodes on the channel, and also check out our Patreon. That's just the excellent thing to do.